Right, yeah, so this video was going to be about Overwatch 2, but I had a moment while making that script where I low-key got a bit sad. When Overwatch first came out, me and my homies played the fuck out of it, and it quickly became my favourite game. During school holidays, I would sink hours into the game, learning new strategies that me and the squad could take into the next ranked season. The game felt rewarding to play, giving you loot boxes for every level, and if you so desired, you could spend $3.99 to buy some. Every time they released a new event, it was fresh and exciting, with new game modes and skins to try. We now have Overwatch 2, or as I like to call it, disappointing. Skins can only be purchased with actual money, and the prices are extortionate. There are no new game modes. The promised PvE, well...
With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore.
The only thing they did was make the game worse. But enough about Overwatch. Let's talk about a real class-based shooter. One that has lasted the test of time, and I'm talking a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to LargeyLarge's official guide on how to beat Team Fortress 2. As always with these videos, I go into some serious research to figure out a top tip to help you become the very best at these games. So stick around until the end of the video for that. Team Fortress 2, or TF2, is a class-based shooter with unique characters, all of which with their own set of weapons. A lot of class-based shooters focus on giving the characters special abilities or powers to separate them, but TF2 focuses more on their weapons. There are 3 classes in the game, but each character is so unique, you could argue that the classes don't really matter. Classes in TF2 are offense, defense, and support. Now you might be thinking, hang on LargeyLarge, that support doesn't look very supportive to me. Kinda looks like he has a whole ass sniper rifle. And you'd be absolutely right. This is what I mean when I say the classes really don't matter, and it really is more about the characters themselves. TF2 has 9 unique characters, so let's take a quick look into each of them to see who you might want to play.
Do you even know who you're talking to?
The Scout is the quickest character in the game, but also has the least amount of health. He rocks a shotgun, pistol, and a baseball bat. The Scout also comes with the unique ability to double jump and capture objectives twice as fast. If you like the idea of being a cart-pushing, squishy, exploding pain in the ass from Boston, then the Scout is who you want to play.
Then he used his fight money to buy 2 of every animal on Earth.
The Soldier is maybe the most well-known character from TF2. The reason for this being his unique ability to soar across the maps by shooting a rocket at his feet. This dude has a rocket launcher, shotgun, and a shovel. Best for landing on your enemies and jumping out like if Michael Bay created the pogo stick. The Soldier is mobile but also packs a devastating punch. If you see yourself flying through the map like a great American eagle that happens to have a rocket launcher, Soldier is the man for you. The Pyro, in my opinion, is the scariest character in the whole game. If you haven't watched Meet the Pyro, go ahead, pause the video, watch that, and then you'll see why. The Pyro is a mumbling menace with a real passion for setting things on fire. We don't know what sex Pyro is, in fact we don't even know if the Pyro is human. They come equipped with a flamethrower, shotgun, and fire axe. If you watched Silence of the Lambs and thought, hey, I kinda like that guy, Pyro is the character for you.
Oh, they're going to have to glue you back together in hell!
One of my personal favourite characters, the Demoman excels in 2 things: drinking and explosives. The Demoman works with a pipe bomb launcher, a sticky bomb launcher, and a bottle of mystery angry juice. The one-eyed Scotsman denies entry to points with straight up damage. If you like explosions, you should pick the Demo.
I've yet to meet one that can outsmart a bullet.
My other favourite character, the Heavy. Not only is the Heavy built like me, low-key, the dude shares a passion for lifting weights and eating sandwiches. The Heavy comes equipped with a minigun called Sasha, a shotgun, And for his melee, Big Homie just pulls out his fists like he's Mike Tyson. Stick this guy near a health kit and an ammo box, and he's basically a turret. If you like being the front line, the heavy is your man.
I'm an engineer. That means I solve problems.
The engineer is exactly like what you see in the memes. Homeboy hits things with a wrench and out pops a death machine. The engineer has the ability to build turrets, dispensers for health and ammo, and even teleporters. If you aren't already sold, allow me to show you this image. If you like playing Torbjorn, you'll definitely like this guy.
Anyway, that's how I lost my medical license.
Maybe the only character I'd say is a must-pick to win. The medic is the only character whose primary function is to heal your allies. The medic has his healing gun, but also a gun strapped with needles and straight up a shank, so you can still fend for yourself. The medic has the ability to make himself and whoever he is healing bulletproof. If you actually fancy playing a support, the medic is your character. Plus, the homies will thank you for it.
I think his mate saw me.
Yes, he did.
Name kinda gives this guy away. The sniper has a sniper rifle. He also has an SMG and a big old machete. Hailing from Australia, the sniper has the ability to one-shot people. If you're a good sniper, you could be the reason someone swaps off who they are playing to counter you. If you play Widowmaker, you should play sniper.
All right, who's ready to go find this spy?
Right behind you.
Last, but certainly not least, the spy. The spy has the ability to turn into anyone on the other team and instantly kill them by stabbing them in the back. He also has the ability to destroy enemy turrets, dispensers, and teleporters by popping a little device on them and letting it go to work.
I've had no sleep, and I'm working till 10 tonight.
If that wasn't enough, the spy has a revolver and wears a watch that allows him to go invisible. This dude can be a real pain to deal with. A bit difficult to master, but once you're there, you'll be the reason your team can get objectives so easily. You like being all sneaky? The spy's for you. Now you've picked who you're going to play, let's break down how a game would run. You join a team, either red or blue, depending on whether you are attacking or defending. You'll have to push a payload from one end of the map to the other, or capture control points. There isn't a specific amount of people on each team like other games, and it can stack up to 16 players per team. This sounds like a lot, but the maps are really big, and there are lots of different ways to play it, so more people only makes the game more exciting. Just recently, they released a new game mode with a seal in it. I have no idea about it, but I'm sure it's a great time. Team composition doesn't really matter either. There are definitely some characters that will be more useful in certain situations, but TF2 is one of the few games where if you're really good at your character, you can just stick to them and stomp out the enemy team.
Call me asparagus!
Characters are given a main weapon, sidearm, and a melee, with some exceptions. What's really interesting about TF2 is that you don't have to stick to the default weapons. TF2 has a massive amount of loadout choices, and each weapon will show you its pros and cons to help you decide what will be best. For example, this is the Heavy's primary weapon, Sasha, and these are all the options that he has. You can get these weapons through boxes and keys, which cost about one British boy, or you have the chance to just be given them for playing the game. If you don't fancy paying and are unsure if you want to sink a lot of time into the game, that's also okay, because in most cases running the standard loadout is pretty optimal. Something I find really interesting about TF2 is how freeing the gameplay feels. What I mean by this is how players will discover tricks with their characters or maps that were not purposefully game designed, and if it isn't entirely broken, then the developers just keep it in the game. I feel like in other class-based shooters, the developers force you to play the way they intended it to be played, and I just don't feel that with TF2. Because of this, I feel like the game takes a lot more mechanical skill than a game like Overwatch. Sure, high-level Overwatch takes a lot of skill, and I am not taking that away from anyone who does play professionally. But in my personal opinion, from playing both games, Overwatch just seems a lot more linear, and therefore easier to play. In both games, there are always things you can learn and improve on, but the list for TF2 seems much larger. The TF2 community is fucking mental, like really, really insane. That being said, why is it in every other comp game If something goes wrong, it immediately becomes the blame game, and someone's a moron and someone doesn't know how to play the role. I just feel like I don't see that in TF2. Now, I'm not saying everyone who plays this game is a saint, don't get me wrong, there are shitters in every game you play. But I just feel like I see it way less in TF2. Maybe because the game is older, and so the player base is older people who kind of just want to enjoy playing their game. Whatever the reason is, toxicity in TF2 is not nearly as bad as other competitive games. And on the topic of competitive, let's have a quick discussion about that. Maybe the only thing I don't like about TF2 is the comp scene. Competitive TF2 is a bit niche. The in-game comp system is doo-doo ass cheeks, so people take to third parties for a better way to play. If you do want to play comp, then there is still a scene and you definitely can do it, but it's not as easily accessible as it is in other games, in my opinion. That being said, high-level TF2 is awesome. Go and watch some pro-level gameplay, and you can really get a feel for how insanely good these players are. But LargeyLarge, how do I get to be that good? Do not worry, my friend, because here comes LargeyLarge's top tip to beat TF2. Drum roll, please. Only play one character. Like I said before, the mechanics in this game are crazy, and the pros can pull off some mind-boggling stuff, but it's going to take a lot of practice. For a professional gamer, it's their whole job to be insanely good at video games, but for the average Joe like you and me, we don't have 16 hours a day to sink into learning how to rocket jump. So the best way to go about this is to sink all your time into mastering one character. It doesn't matter if they're not meta, it doesn't matter if your team say the character's bad. If you look at the character and you think they look cool as shit, then you play them, and you keep playing them until you are the best. TF2 is a game that has many competitors, but nothing's killed it. In fact, just recently, there's been a massive influx in players. TF2 has no battle pass and no pay-to-win features, just like how games used to be. If you decide after this video to give it a go, I think you'll really enjoy it. Thank you for watching another LargeyLarge official How to Beat guide. If you enjoyed this video or somehow learned anything from this guide, make sure to give this video a thumb and consider subscribing. It really would mean the world to me. If you want to support me further, the best way to do that is to head over to my Twitch and press on these buttons here. We're on a mission at the moment to get 75 followers on Twitch and 150 subscribers on YouTube. So if you want to join the Egg Dem, we would be more than happy to have you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.